very expensive things that Drake owns. Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Drake is a legend in the rap industry, and he's done many things to earn his place as one of the top rappers around. And with a net worth of over $100 million, he can buy a lot of things, including some things that are truly expensive. So be sure to like the video and subscribe to King Trending. Number 10. Private jet. To be completely on the level here, when it comes to being rich, you have access to things that other people just can't get. And for many celebrities, one of the ultimate achievements of being super rich is that you can get things like private jets, because with them you can start to travel around the world without having to wait for helicopters and lines and tickets and whatnot. You just have to call the field where the jet is at and say that you need to go take off and go. Drake travels a lot, as I noted before, and because of that, it makes sense that he himself would want to get a private jet. And recently he did, but not just any kind of jet. Oh no, that's not Drake's style. He got himself a custom Boeing 747. Oh, and did I mention he named it Air Drake? Because of course he did. But there's an important part. Because the size of the 747, he's able to put a lot of things in there, such as a couple bedrooms, a living area, and a couple relaxing areas, and so on and so forth. It's a fully customized jet, and it's all for Drake. Now, you might have heard of celebrities renting out private jets, but Drake went onto Instagram to be clear and said that he bought it in full, and that it's now his forever, or until he decides he doesn't want it anymore, whichever comes first. Now, the ironic part about all of this is that the said cost of the jet isn't exactly known. Drake said that he got it via a homegrown company, and no matter the base price for the jet itself, the customization must have been a lot, such as the price range from everything from $75 million to over $200 million. Either way you look at it, Drake didn't skimp on the jet at all. Number 9. Bentley Continental GT Speed Convertible. Drake loves his cars. And just like many other rappers out there, in terms of the numbers, he's got quite an army of cars thanks to his massive money bin, if you will. There are many to choose from, and we'll be detailing a few later on. But let's start with the Bentley Continental GT Speed Convertible. As a convertible, you can expect this to be a car that Drake uses when he wants to go out into the country and experience nature at its finest. But as a Bentley, you can also expect it to have full-on comfort, as Bentley does not skimp out on the interiors. And if you think this car isn't capable of high speeds, then you're wrong, because the Bentley can go 200 miles per hour at top speed. So if Drake needs to go fast to get somewhere, or wants to see how fast his car can go, then yeah, he pulls out his Bentley. The interesting thing here is that compared to some of the other cars here that he owns, this one's a little cheap, but you still need to get $300,000 if you're still hoping to own this car. Number 8. The Lamborghini Aventador Roadster. When you hear the word Lamborghini, instantly you think of a high quality and high priced car. You know that if someone owns that kind of car, they're rich, very rich. And this most definitely is the case for the Lamborghini Aventador Roadster. This car was built from the ground up to be for the rich. It can go from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. And that's quite a fast pickup. Its top fast speed is a blistering 216 miles per hour. And you know that Drake is up for going fast in his cars. No, I'm serious. He said it himself. Though, don't ask me how many speeding tickets that he has. I honestly don't know. Drake loves this car so much that he used it in a music video, and for $500,000, you know he's going to show it off when he can. Plus, it's just a sweet looking car. You know what I mean? Number 7. Bugatti Veyron. Alright, now it's time to talk about the top car that Drake owns, or in this very special case, owned. He once bought a very limited edition Bugatti Veyron, which is top tier in every way that matters. It's considered one of the top status symbols for rich people, and there's a good reason for that. This car looks sleek, feels epic, and can drive over 250 miles per hour. However, there are a few catches. Mainly, its gas mileage is terrible in the city, and it's meant to go fast, and only that, which is maybe why Drake sold it after a while. But when he did have it, it was $1.2 million to buy. It later on sold for about 3 times that because it was so limited, but it counts. He spent a lot of money on that car, and he also spent a lot of money on his house. Number 6, his mansion.
First moved out away from home, I used to ball still, but oh, there you go, second try.
Second try.
When it comes to celebrities, you all but expect that they have a massive mansion, one with all sorts of amazing features. And yeah, Drake definitely fits the bill with this massive mansion. But most ironically of all, Drake got his mansion at a steal. You see, the asking price of said mansion he lives in right now was originally $27 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money. But somehow, in some way, Drake got the mansion for only $7.7 million. That's a massive discount, and there had to be some factors going into that. I'm just saying. So what exactly does Drake offer in said multi-million-dollar mansion? Well, if you like to swim, the place has you covered. For it has numerous pools, and I do mean numerous. There's one that is a full-on Olympic-sized swimming pool, and that's just one of them. There are also the other pools, and the pool that goes into the grotto, and that grotto has waterfalls, because why just stop at a basic swimming pool? Not impressed? Well, if you're into sports, the mansion also has a tennis court, as well as a place to play beach ball. Oh, do you have horses? No problem. This place has a space for them and a training area too. It has a massage area, a home theater, a gym, and apparently one of the best marble bathrooms in existence. There's way too much to say about Drake's mansion, so let's just stop and appreciate how he got it at a bargain and then pimped it out even more to make it one of the coolest houses around. Number 5. Limited edition Air Jordans.
That's a lot of OVO Jordans right here, man. Check it out. These are the last ones, right?
You might think that shoes aren't exactly something you need to spend a lot of money on, but as in all things, it depends on the shoes themselves. In 2015, his brand, October's Very Best, did a crossover with Air Jordans. They made a special shoe that would be distributed for a limited time. Between the Jordan name and Drake's name, the shoe sold out pretty quickly. The cost of said shoe was $225 at launch, but once they sold out, they went on eBay for over $600. While Drake didn't technically pay for anything for the shoe, it still has value, and while a regular pair on eBay's made $600 plus, could you imagine the pair that Drake has going up on eBay? The price to get them would be through the roof, especially if he decided to go and sign the shoes, which would mean that they weren't just owned by Drake, but autographed by him. That would be worth thousands at least. Again, for a pair of shoes. Number 4. Parties for his friends. Drake is many things, and one of the things that he most definitely is loyal. If you're a friend of Drake, you're going to get the best from him when you hang out, especially if he has a party and invites you to it. Drake is known as a party animal, and that has actually got him in trouble a time or two, including a few blowups at various nightclubs across the United States. But whether it's a club or at his house or at various other places, you know that you'll be partying in style with Drake around, with no fear that the money won't be laid down for it. He's likely thrown down some major Grammy parties with his friends to celebrate the potential awards that they were going to get or did get when the show came on. So when you have the money to party, why not party? Number 3. $2 million shoes. How is it even possible that there's a pair of shoes out there that cost $2 million? That's probably what you're asking me, right? All right, let's put your mind at ease. No, this is not a joke. There's actually a pair of shoes worth over $2 million. But again, how is that possible? Well, it's simple. You have to ask about what the shoes are made of. First off, it should be noted that these are Air Jordans, which make them expensive by default. But there's also another level here that you have to look at, for these shoes are solid gold. No, I don't mean that in a metaphorical sense or anything. It's full-on solid gold. Drake has a pair of Air Jordans custom made out of gold. Solid, literal, unquestionably valuable gold. So confused on the pricing. Based on the weight measurements and comparing them to 2016 gold prices, that's when the shoes were made, that alone shows that it's about $1.9 million, which alone is quite impressive. But you're forgetting something. The gold wasn't just made into shoes. It had to be sculpted into the perfect Air Jordan shape that you're seeing right now by Matthew Senna, the one who sculpted the shoes. And so if you can see all the detail, you know he didn't skip on anything. The shape, the contour, the Air Jordan logo, and everything in between was perfectly sculpted and modeled to resemble the shoe. And it's clear that this is an A+ replica, which makes it valuable on a grand scale right there. But what might be the most ironic part of these shoes is that Drake made sure to use the hashtag #TheseAreNotToWear when displaying them on Instagram. That's right, Drake literally made a pair of shoes that he cannot wear because he can. And let's be honest, if he could show up in the world in this way, wouldn't you? Granted, it's not guaranteed that Drake were to ever sell these shoes, but if he never had to, and being a pickle, if I'm just saying, he'd get about $2 million back. But at present, that's their value. And that makes them one of the most valuable and unique pairs of shoes in the entire world. Number 2, vacations. Drake has a lot going for him. He's one of the biggest music acts around. He's famous in all the right ways, and he's very rich. $100 million rich, which means he's able to fly around the world and go to places wherever he likes to chill. And trust me when I say that Drake loves to travel and vacation quite a bit. And yeah, he's not afraid to travel a great distance to do so. In fact, he prefers it that way. So he can go to exotic places. For example, one of his favorite vacation spots is actually Saudi Arabia, which from Toronto, Canada is about 13 hours away by jet. While Saudi Arabia is a war-torn country, it's also also home to many rich people, of which Drake likes to go and hang out with. He also goes to places like private islands, in Hollywood, and New York, and many more other places. With all the money that he has, he can afford to spend the money that he needs in order to get what he wants. Peace and quiet. To an extent, of course. Number 1. Records.
Oh, who doesn't love Drake?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people love Drake because Drake just broke another major record, everybody.
While it's true that Drake owns a lot of things, it's also true that he has things that are truly priceless, that aren't exactly tangible. And one of the biggest things that he has on this list is that he has a bunch of music records in terms of chart-topping successes and streams that help prove that he is an undisputed boss when it comes to rapping. For example, one of the biggest and most impressive records that Drake has is that he's tied the Beatles, yes, those Beatles, for the most consecutive #1 albums on the Billboard Top 200. Considering the Beatles are considered one of the greatest musical acts of all time, and having numerous records themselves, yeah, that's quite impressive. Oh, and Drake actually beat the Beatles for another record in 2018 when he had the most songs on a Billboard Top 100 chart at one time. That means a lot of people liked a lot of Drake's songs in a certain amount of time. Pretty impressive. Drake also has records on iTunes, Spotify, and much more. Plus, since he's still making music, there's a good chance that he'll even break more records. And while you can't put a price on that per se, you can say that it's going to make him a lot of money by getting them and earning them. So there's that. And of course, thanks for watching. Which of these items was your favorite? Can you believe that Drake owns all of this? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to King Trending, and I'll see you next time. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.